Hello traders, and welcome back to Trading with Bill. Well, yeah, that's me. They call me Bill. You can always go to my website at tradingwithbill.com. I do post analysis on a currency pair every day, and you can go directly to the video channel and you can see my past videos. You can go right to my YouTube channel, and it would be nice if you would subscribe. Not that I'm waiting for $250 when I hit 1 million people, but I just like to see people watching the video and knowing I'm not talking to myself. So on that note, let me introduce myself to you. My name is actually William Gilday, and they do call me Bill. I started trading in the year of 2006. In 2008, I retired from Fire Rescue Department out of the great state of Florida. Came to Thailand 9 days later for a 2-month holiday to celebrate my career. Well, it's 2015, traders, and I'm still trading Forex every single day, and I'm still in Asia. Absolutely having a great time for the second part of my life, I guess you'd call it. And I love doing videos. I love having this website. I love talking with people. I like your feedback. You can always give me feedback either via YouTube, or you can do it on my site where it says contact me. There's a spot there where you can send me any questions or anything like that, and I will get back to you immediately, most likely. So I do, like I said, I do trade Forex and options every day. I don't know if you were with us yesterday and Monday, but we are in an options trade, which I will show you today what's going on. And that's it about me. I'm crazy about what I do. I really enjoy trading Forex and options. It's a lot of fun. It's exciting. It's invigorating. And we can make some money. Right? What's better than that? And yes, I do lose trades. Let's get that clear right off the bat. I do lose trades. All right, let's get this risk disclaimer out of the way. We've got a lot to do today. Forex and options trading has a large potential risk and rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's move on over to commentary. Yeah, really, it was an Asia session, and we're now 2 hours into London when I'm recording this. So we're in Asia session, and it's silly o'clock in the morning. I don't know, 6:30 or something like that, and I put my charts on to start my day. And what do I see? I see this big up move. Apparently there was something happened in New York, and all of a sudden we have dollar weakness across the board, and the euro moved like 80 pips, 75 pips, and all this stuff. And I still don't know why. I still do not know why. So if somebody knows why that happened, if you would just let me know, I'd like to know, because, you know, Apple reported yesterday, and Google reported yesterday, and Amazon reported, and they were all good numbers coming out of there. So I'm like, there was no data, so I have no idea why we all of a sudden assumed dollar weakness so quickly and such a big move. So I was quite shocked when I went to my my charts this morning and saw that move. Looking forward to trading. You know, of course, the rest of London and into New York. I stop about 2 hours into New York, because by that time it's about 11 p.m. my time, and I am one of them crazy ones. I am up at 5:30, quarter to 6 in the morning, and I have to tell you, traders, I got to be honest with you, I've got that from my father. God bless him. He's 90 and still going strong. He was always an early riser, and I guess I got that gene. So I can come in at 3 in the morning from being in a party all night, and at 5:30, 6 o'clock, my butt is out of the rack. Time to get to work, time to do whatever. But anyhow, that's just a little bit about me. So we're going to start off today. Now, you remember I showed you yesterday the vertical spreadsheet and how we pick our strike prices. So I want to go back to today's chart. So this is today's spider chart. And this is basically the S&P 500 ETF, okay? So we're trading this. Now, if you remember the trade was very basic. It basically said that as long as we stay above 210, right? As long as we stay above 210 till the close of New York session on Friday, we will be in profit in this trade. However, this is starting to worry me now because we now have 2 down red days. I did check the trade, and just with electronic trading, and I guess yesterday, but electronic trading, we're $76 in the plus. So I'm really hoping that we are going to get a bullish open today, and this gets back up to 212, 212.50. I really don't want this going down to, like, 210.50 or something like that. I really hope we have an up day in the markets today. So I'll be keeping a close eye on that. But no reason to panic because it's really early. It's pretty early in the week. We still got 3 trading days left. So we got a lot of time for this thing to kick back up and get itself where it belongs to be. So that's what's going on. I just wanted to show you the big red candle, and we're still in profit. Like I said, as long as it doesn't go below 210, we are okay. So what happens if it dumps? What if this thing dumps on us and goes down to 205? Remember, we purchased a put at 208. So at 208, we basically are doing reversal. So if it plunges down to 205, we will make money, right? It's basically just doing a reversal trade. It's an insurance. We put insurance on this. This is why we call it covered calls. If I didn't do that and I just put in the trade, it would be a naked put, right? And that means like we have no protection. It can go to infinity. Well, this cannot go to infinity. So there's a max on both levels, and I put insurance on there. So if it dumps down to 205, we're going to be fine, which scares me because 205.7, that's the 200 exponential moving average. So we don't want to get down there. But I think we're going to get an update today. I don't know what happened yesterday. I have no idea. I read Trade the News summaries. I went to Newswatch. I'm trying to figure out why we had dollar weakness in New York yesterday. That put everything really bullish. So we'll take a look at that as we look at the charts. So we've got 3 charts to look at today, and I know I've been on this chart for 3 days, but I think it's something worth talking about. And let's take a look at the euro. And this is just a price action lesson. But you see this move up. This is a pretty huge move up. Now I was at London lunch, like the beginning of London lunch, and then I left. And I guess it was about here maybe. I opened my charts the next morning, well this morning, and we're up here, right? So sort of was like, wow, what's going on here? So you can see I put this in these dotted lines in here, and this just is telling us that this is in a range. And I don't want to mess within this range. If it wants to continue up, that's fine. Give me a retest. Now that support, I'll buy it. Right? I really don't want to buy the euro, by the way. I have really no desire, no reason to buy the euro. However, I want to come out of this range below this 0920 area. I'm sorry, that's 0870, no, yeah, 0920 area, and I'll be able to sell this. But we have an issue, and then we have a clean one down. The problem is we have a 200 exponential moving average right here, this green line, okay? And we have a pivot. I'm not too worried about this pivot. But this is a nice wide open space. You hear me talk about this all the time. Wide open spaces. This is a wide open space here. There's no price action in here. There's no junk in here. It's not like if you take a look left of the current candle, we've got a lot of junk there. I call that Forex junk, right? But if we get below this price of 0920, this is a beautiful trade to the downside, even to our take profit level before we get it. Well, before we're going to get a bump. This is only a 30-minute chart, so the chances are this can get through this 200 without a problem. If we were on an hourly chart, I'd be a little bit more concerned. But we're on a 200, so I think we're going to be, on a 30-minute chart, I think we're going to be fine. And we'll just take it, we'll just take it from there. and then we're just gonna take profit down there at 0874 and get that out of there. We're done. You know, take our pips and move. But this is gonna fall off. The issue is there's no data today. And this week is horrible for data. I think there's only like 5 pieces of data out all week. High impact data. And that is something that I watch on a regular basis, is how much data and how much high impact data is there. So I'm looking for this to fall, and I'm looking for dollar strength to come back, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm hoping, whether it's in London lunch or New York open or somewhere like that, I'm hoping when I get up tomorrow in front of my charts, this thing has dropped to my take profit area. I'm not in the trade though. I'm not in the trade. I'm not, you know, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. All right, let's go over to the next one. This is Great British Pound. This is again a 30-minute chart. This is a little bit more complicated here, a little bit more tricky of a trade here. So what we have here is we have an entry area, right? We have an entry area, which is right here. And the reason I picked that entry area is because I wanted to get out of this junk. I don't want to be trading inside this junk. So I picked this entry area, and that's going to be like 55.95, say. That's where that entry's at. Now, you can see I put a rectangle box there. This is the risk of this trade. We have convergence here. We have a 200 exponential moving average and a daily pivot point all at the same area. And we've got to break through that, okay? Then, once we break through that, remember this gold line? This is our Globex line. Then we have to break through that, and then we can continue to take this to the downside. I did not put a take profit area because I think once we get past that area, you're just gonna have to ride this down. Whether you trail it, whether you use support and resistance, whether you use a different pivot. I would go with the S2 pivot myself. I mean, if I was gonna tell you, where do you want to take profit at, S2, because S2 is one of those pivots that it's a major reversal pivot, right? R2 and S2 are reversal pivots. So I would look for that area, but if we clear this, we're down to a very quiet, nice ride, clear open space. So I think this is really a pretty interesting trade. The pound has been really wacky. If you look at the daily chart on the pound, I mean, it is really ugly. It is really ugly. The hourly is the 4 hour is totally ugly. The daily is ugly. And, this is just going to be a battle. But I just got this feeling that we're going to get this dollar strength today, and this thing's going to bust through all this, and we're going to lose out. If we don't get the entry, it's okay. We don't get the entry. You know what? There's always tomorrow. So it's not that big of a deal. There's other things you could have did. You could have did a trend line, right? You could have came down here this low here and just put a trend line up there and just sold below the trend line. But if I put an entry down here, like where it says strong support, if I put entry here, traders are going to say to me, well, but William, that's 45 pips away from where price is now. 50 pips from where price is now. Why do I want to wait 50 pips? And I understand that. So once we get out of this range and it breaks to the downside, now it's got to be a closing candle, and it's got to be closed. Just because it breaks that area and gets that little arrow where it says that's possible entry zone, you don't enter that until you get a closing bearish candle that closes below that price level. Okay? Everybody with me? And that's at 55.95. All right, so a little bit more complicated of a trade plan, but I don't think it's undoable. I just got a feeling the dollar is going to come back today. We'll see. We'll see. Doing analysis and doing trade plans is pretty easy. Getting the markets to do what I want it to do is a whole different story. That's usually not the way it works. All right, this is pound yen. This is 30-minute charts. Pretty easy trade plan. Now this one, this is the beast. So if you're trading live for your first 3 months, man, just stay away from this. Don't even go near this. This is just like, they call it the beast for a reason. It just is all over the place. However, we get this last candle when I took the snapshot. You can see this is a news data candle. They had news data come out, and I lost my my news screen, and I'm trying to get it back. I can't get it back. But anyhow, so there was data out 15 minutes ago. So that's probably where this is from. So this spiked the heck out of everybody, but I'm expecting this to come back and become bearish again. So what I did was I saw the 200 exponential moving average. Again, you could have trend lined this. You could have did a trend line here. You would have basically gotten the same entry. And, we're looking at like 193.10. I don't like that too much. I hate going, trading into double zeros. But where's your stop going to be? It's going to be right above that 200. We're not risking 30, 20 pips on this trade. We're risking 10, 12, right? It's going to go right above that 200, maybe 3 pips above it, and that's it. The trade's either going to work or it's not going to work. We're not going to give this any room at all. And I hate using the word tight stop because it's just, I just don't like that saying tight stop. Let's say a reasonable stop. That's our new one. We'll use that. Reasonable stop. And then, just take this down to our take profit area, which is the Globex line. And we got price action in that area. So somewhere around that 192.57 area, you know what? We'll get the heck out of there. Take our 30, 40, 50 pips, whatever. And we'll have a nice day. So we'll see what happens with our friend with the pound. I do think it's going to work. It's just a matter of waiting. If you would have fibbed, if you go left of the chart, go to that high, and fibbed all the way down to the bottom, you probably see this is probably a 74.8 fib. So this is probably a fib level, and that's where we're at with that. Well, that rounds up our chart review for today, my friends. It's always great to be with you. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and yes, they do call me Bill. I'd like to thank you for joining me for another day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave comments. Even if you don't like something, I'm okay with criticism. I'm okay with getting bashed. I got thick skin. We just want to make this better. This is for us, right? I don't get paid for doing this. I don't get anything for doing this. I do this because I'm trying to help traders. Trying to help losing traders become winning traders. So go to tradingwithbill.com. You can see the past videos, and this video should be up, I would say, 3 hours after the one that opened. Traders, have a great trading day. Always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, till tomorrow. Catch you then. Bye-bye.